Hey guys, welcome to the channel VIBGYOR of Talents. So in today's video, let's continue eating the cake that we have left right before. Hey, what am I speaking? Oh, very sorry. I was just eating cake before and I was too distracted towards it. Hey guys, welcome to the channel VIBGYOR of Talents. So in today's video, we'll be continuing the chapter Quadratic Equations. So we have already started in the previous video of VIBGYOR of Talents. So if you hadn't watched that video, I would recommend you to watch that video and watch the current video so that you'll get a better understanding of this chapter. The link will be in the description. By the way, in the previous video, we have seen how to find the roots of an equation. Whereas in today's video, let's look at some more interesting methods using which we can find the roots of an equation. Alright, the first method that we are going to see is how to solve a quadratic equation by the method of completion of square. To understand this topic more easily, let's take a daily life example. So in here, the product of Sunita's age, that is in years, 2 years ago, and her age 4 years from now is 1 more than twice her present age. So we have to find what is her present age. So through this question, let's try to find out how we can find the solution of a quadratic equation by this method of completion of square. So to answer this particular question, let's take the present age of Sunita as x. So x is the number of years. And then in the question, we are also being given that 2 years ago and her age 4 years from now is 1 more than twice her present age. So now, then the product of her ages 2 years ago and 4 years from now would be x minus 2 into x plus 4. So why did we take x minus 2? As the present age of Sunita was x, as it is 2 years ago. So we have taken ago as minus 2 as it was before. So x minus 2, and as they are saying in the future. So then we took as x plus 4. We took the future as plus 4. So we have multiplied x minus 2 into x plus 4, which is a product of her ages. And they also said what is the product going to be of this x minus 2 and x plus 4. How did they say that? They said that it is 1 more than twice her present age. So as we have taken the present age of Sunita as x, the twice would be 2x, and they said 1 more. So 2x plus 1 would be the product of our ages. So we can write it as 2x plus 1 is equal to x minus 2 into x plus 4 as an equation. And now let's actually multiply this x minus 2 and x plus 4. Let's try what do we get. So on the left hand side we have 2x plus 1 as it is, and if we simplify x minus 2 into x plus 4, we would get x square, which is x into x, plus 2x, which is x into 4, which is 4x, and actually then minus 2x. So 4x minus 2x would be 2x, so I have directly written 2x. So x square plus 2x, and 4 into 2 is 8. So it should actually be minus 8, not plus 8, because 4 into minus 2 is minus 8. Sorry for the mistake over there. So then, if we bring out these two values which are alone on the left hand side to the right hand side, which has more number of members, then we would find out that 0 is equal to x square minus 9. How do we get that? X square plus 2x plus 8, and 2x which is on the left hand side, if it comes to right hand side, it will become minus 2x, and plus 1 will become minus 1. So 2x plus 2x and minus 2x will get cancelled, and minus 8 minus 1 would become minus 9. So on the left hand side, as we don't have anything, we have written 0, and on the right hand side, if you observe, we have written x square minus 9. So we can basically say that the Sunita's present age satisfies this particular quadratic equation, x square minus 9 is equal to 0. And if you try to observe this x square minus 9, we can write it as x square is equal to 9. What have we did here? We have taken this minus 9, which is on the left hand side, to the right hand side. So this minus became into plus as it went on to the right hand side. So x square would be equal to 9. So then we can take the square root of 9. If we take root on both sides of the equation, we would get root of x square is equal to root 9. So here square and root get cancelled, and there root 9 would become plus or minus 3. So why is it plus or minus 3? Minus 3 into minus 3 would be 9, and also plus 3 into plus 3 would also be 9. So we'll get the value of x as plus or minus 3. So we can also say that x is equal to 3 or x can also be minus 3. Since the age will be always positive number, x should be equal to 3 compulsory in this question because ages cannot be minus anywhere. So Sunita's present age would be 3 years. Now let us move on and look at this. So in here, consider the quadratic equation x plus 2 whole square minus 9 is equal to 0. To further solve this, we can write this particular equation as x plus 2 whole square is equal to 9. In here also we did the same thing that we have did in the previous question, which is that we have taken minus 9 from the left hand side to the right hand side, so the minus became plus and we have got x plus 2 whole square is equal to 9. And now, as we have did in the previous question, again if you take square root on both sides, so root of x plus 2 whole square and root 9, on the left hand side, the square and root gets cancelled, and on the right hand side, we'll get root 9 value as plus or minus 3. So we can represent it as x plus 2 is equal to 3 or x plus 2 is equal to minus 3. Both are completely possible because it is plus or minus. And then if you want to get the value of x, if you take this 2 to the right hand side in the first equation, it is going to become x is equal to 1 because 3 minus 2 is of course 1, and in the next equation if you see, if we'll take this plus 2 from the left hand side to the right hand side, it is going to become minus 2 as minus 3 minus 2 will become minus 5. So the value of x would be 1 or minus 5. Both are completely possible here. So we can also say that the roots of the equation x plus 2 whole square minus 9 is equal to 0 are 1 and minus 5 in here. So in the both examples that we saw right before, the term containing x is completely inside the square if you have observed it. And we found the roots easily by taking the square roots as we had square. But what happens if you are given a equation like this, which is x square plus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. So if you are asked to find the roots of this particular equation, the first thing that you would do is to find it by the method of factorization. But think some more. What do you get from this? Think and think and think. So we will soon realize that it would be written in the form x plus 2 whole square minus 9 is equal to 0. In this form, you can actually easily get the roots of this equation as we have gotten examples that we saw before. Solving x square plus 4x minus 5 is equivalent to solving x plus 2 whole square minus 9 is equal to 0, which we have seen is very quick to do. And in fact, we can convert any quadratic equation to the form ax plus whole square minus b square is equal to 0, and then we can easily find out the roots. So I will show you now how to do that. Now let us take this equation itself, which is x square plus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0, and let's try to visualize this method. This is going to be really interesting. First of all, let's take a square with each side being x. Obviously, the area of the square would be x square. And that's what we wanted because as a first term in this equation is x square, of course. Now, look at the second term in the equation, that is 4x that we have in this particular equation. So, let us build a rectangle with a length of 4 and a breadth of x. And then the area of this rectangle would be 4x itself. And then let's try to attach the square that we have and the rectangle, the square of the area x square and the rectangle that we have which has the area of 4x. Let's try to attach them both. So it looks something like this. Now what we'll be doing is that we will just cut the rectangle that we have in blue color into two parts. If we cut it exactly in the middle, so as it has the total area of 4, we'll get each rectangle with the area of 2x. Because we're exactly dividing the rectangle into two equal parts. Before it was 4x and now it is 2x. As we have divided into half. So yeah, how do we cut this rectangle? Can we cut it with a knife? Oh, I know, we can cut the cake with a knife. I know that very well. Oh, don't get distracted towards that cake again now. And now let's pull out one of the rectangle which we have divided into two parts, right? So let's pull out one of the rectangles from that side, from the right side, and push it to the bottom, to the below the square. It will be something like this if you visualize it. Now the length would become x plus 2 and also the breadth would become x plus 2 as well. But you see some space missing there, right there. Now you have to fill it with something so that you can complete this entire square. And then if you have to fill that square, you have to observe very keenly that this square is just a 2 by 2 square. We know that because before the rectangle had breadth of 4, and as we have cut it into two parts, we have got the breadth as 2 of this small rectangle. So of course it would be of 2. So we have got a small tiny square of that missing space as 2 by 2. And from the initial representation of 4x, we can artificially add 4 in there. And of course, you might be knowing that the area of 2 by 2 square would be 4, as 2 into 2 is of course 4. So then if you try to write it in the equation, you will get something like this. First of all, x squared, which is same, and then 4x. And then we have got a plus 4 because we have added this 4 in order to complete this square. And this actual equation shouldn't change, right? If it changes the entire equation, its answer won't be same for this. So as I've added 4, to make it equal, I'll be also subtracting 4 and then minus 5. So this entire equation will become x square plus 4x plus 4 minus 5 is equal to 0. And then if you see this plus 4, I can write it in the form of 2 square, and we can write this equation as x plus 2 whole square minus 9. The x plus 2 whole square, we have got it from the terms x square plus 4x, and I have written 4 as 2 square. So from these three terms, I have wrote it as x plus 2 whole square, and minus 4 minus 5 would be 9. So I have got x plus 2 whole square minus 9 is equal to 0. This is the actual visualization method of this completing the square method, which is really interesting, I feel. Now to become a pro in this concept, let's look at a quick question. So in here, we have to find the roots of the following quadratic equation by the method of completing the square. So the equation that we have been given is 2x square plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. So let's see how we can do. So in here, the equation first, let's write it, which is 2x square plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. So then the first step in this method is to find out the coefficient of the x square term. So what is the coefficient of x square term in here? We have it as 2, plus 2 into it actually. So as we have found out it as 2, let's divide this coefficient of x square with all the terms in this equation. And one more thing to remember is that if you have some terms on the left hand side and some terms on the right hand side, I would recommend you to get all the terms to one hand side so that it would become super easy. So as we have found out the coefficient of x square is 2, now let's divide this entire term with 2. So it is going to be 2 by 2 x square plus 1 by 2 x minus 4 by 2 is equal to 0. So yeah, the next step that we have to do is to find out the coefficient of x. So the coefficient of x that we have here is 1 by 2. So what we have to do with this 1 by 2 is that first multiply this 1 by 2 with 1 by 2. So actually if you get any number, it can be any number because the coefficient of x may change from one equation to another. So if you get any number over there, you should multiply with 1 by 2. The first step is that. So in here, if we multiply 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, we are going to get 1 by 4. So after multiplying with 1 by 2, the next step that we have to do is to square that number. So in here, 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 that we got is 1 by 4. Then we have squared it and we got 1 by 4 whole square. If there is any coefficient or any other number there, just multiply it with 1 by 2 and then that answer that we are getting, square it. And the number that we got now is really important. So in here, we got 1 by 4 whole square. So what are we going to do with this 1 by 4 whole square is that, as in the visualization method, we have got the small square, which is 2 by 2 sides, and we have got the area as 4. We have subtracted and then added so that it will be 0. The whole thing will be 0. There will be no change, but we are going to get it in the form of a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square in the terms of a, so that it will become easy to get the roots of that particular equation. So in here also we'll do the same thing. And we'll also simplify this with the same step. So 2 by 2 will become x square, 1x square, so we have written as x square, and 1 by 2x, and then as we have got 1 by 4 whole square, now let's just add 1 by 4 whole square. And to make it equal, as there will be no change if we add or subtract. If we add the same number and subtract the same number, so I'm going to add 1 by 4 whole square, and I'm going to also subtract 1 by 4 whole square, minus 2 is equal to 0. So this will be the equation. And now keenly observe this particular equation. So if you observe, if we look at x square plus 1 by 2x plus 1 by 4 whole square, we can write it in the form of a plus b whole square, right? As we have the a square term, the b square term, and also the 2ab term. So we can write it as x plus 1 by 4 whole square, and we have also simplified minus 1 by 4 whole square, which is minus 1 by 16. So we are going to get x plus 1 by 4 whole square minus 1 by 16, and minus 2 as it is will be equal to 0. And then if we try to take the LCM of minus 1 by 16 and minus 2 by 16 and try to solve it, we are going to get minus 33 by 16. So we will be writing it as x plus 1 by 4 whole square minus 33 by 16 is equal to 0. By looking at this itself, you'll be estimating the next step that would be to this is that we have to take this 33 by 16, which is on the left hand side, to the right hand side. So it is minus 33 by 16 that we have here. If we take it upon to the right hand side, then it would become plus 33 by 16. So x plus 1 by 4 whole square is equal to 33 by 16. Now, if you take square root on both sides, you are going to get x plus 1 by 4 as square and root gets cancelled, and whole root of 33 by 16. So we know the square root of 16, which is 4. So we can write it as 4 in the denominator, and root 3, it's not a perfect square. So let's read it as root 33 itself. And as I've said you, it can be plus or minus. So x plus 1 by 4 is equal to plus or minus root 33 by 4. And I've also said you the reason why it can be plus or minus in the previous example. So we can write the value of x as root 33 minus 1 by 4, as if you take this x plus 1 by 4 is equal to plus or minus root 33 by 4, and in here if you take this 1 by 4 from the left hand side to the right hand side, it is going to become root 33 minus 1 by 4. So in this situation I have taken plus root 33 by 4, and then the other solution would be x is equal to minus root 33 minus 1 by 4. I have said you the reason also why it has got this plus and minus. It has two solutions, one with plus and one with minus. So the value of x can either be both of them. So finally we have got the value as of x. That's what we needed. These are the roots of this equation. 2x square plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. Looks simple, right? And I hope you have understood this particular topic well, and you might be pro in this chapter, in this particular topic in this chapter from now. And then let's look at one more topic which is related to this completing the square method itself, which is the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula that we should remember is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. This is known as the quadratic formula. Remember, it's really important for this chapter and solving many questions of this quadratic equations chapter. So this would be the golden formula for us. So remember it, minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So we got this particular equation also with the help of this completing the square method itself. So I would appreciate you to actually go and explore how did we get this particular formula from the completing the square method. But just remember, this quadratic formula is really important, and we can do many problems with the help of this just by remember this formula. So let's get a quick question of this quadratic formula so that we're going to be more good at this concept and going to show how simple it is to use this equation. So in here we have to find the roots of the following quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula. So in this entire chapter we are just using different types of methods so that to get the roots of this quadratic equation. So in here let us look at what is the equation that has been given to us. It is 2x square minus 2 root 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. So this is the equation that is being given to us. So let's try to solve it. So first of all, write this equation. in this format. And as I said you in the previous question also, if there are some terms on the left hand side and some terms on the right hand side, the best way to solve it easily is to bring out all the terms to one hand side. So it's going to be super easy. And then from here we have to find the a, b, c and values. So how do we get this a, b, c values is that the value of a would be the coefficient of x square, and the value of b would be the coefficient of x, and the value of c is nothing but the constant. So if you look at this particular equation, we are going to get all three values very easily. First of all, the value of a would be 2. Why so? Because the coefficient of x square is 2. And then the value of b would be minus 2 root 2. The reason is that the coefficient of x is minus 2 root 2. Remember that you should take the sign also which is right before that. If it is plus, you can ignore it, but if it is minus, it is very compulsory to put minus, otherwise you can make a big mistake in the question. And if you look at the constant, it is nothing but 1, so the value of c would be 1. So now we have got the golden formula, minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, which is known as the quadratic formula, or also Sridharacharya's formula. So now we have to substitute all the values that you see here in this particular formula. So first of all, we have to substitute minus b. So we'll substitute it like this. So it is going to become minus of minus 2 root 2, as the value of b is minus 2 root 2 that we have got. And I've kept it in the bracket because it is minus b in the formula, and we have also got minus 2. We can actually simplify it as plus. So we'll do it in the next step. So in middle, plus or minus and root of, so minus 2 root 2 whole square, as b square was that given in the formula, and minus 4a, the value of a is 2, and the value of c is equal to 1. So minus 4 of 2 of 1, and then denominator we have 2a. So 2 into the value of a, which is 2. So 2 of 2 is the denominator that we have. So we can try to more simplify it to get a better form of equation. So if you try to simplify it, as I have said you, minus into minus becomes plus. So plus 2 root 2 in the first thing, and then plus or minus inside the root we have minus 2 root 2 whole square. So what is 2 square? It's 4, and root 2 whole square would become 2 because square and root gets cancelled. So what is 4 into 2? It's 8, and the minus sign which was there just vanishes because minus into minus is plus, as we have taken the square of this. So it was going to become 8. The first term is going to become 8 inside the root, and then we have minus 4 into 2 into 1. So it is going to be just become 8. So root of 8 minus 8, and in the denominator 2 into 2 would be 4. So that's what we got. So we have got the value of x. So what is this quadratic formula itself? The quadratic formula is helpful for finding the value of x. So x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac would be the official formula. So in here the value of x would be 2 root 2 plus or minus root of 8 minus 8 divided by 4. So as you can see, we can simplify it more further, as 8 minus 8 would of course be 0. So as we have taken it as 0, the value of x would be 2 root 2 by 4. As you can see, you can just cancel out the values of 2 and 4, and it is going to become root 2 by 2. Still, you can simplify this more further because we can write 2 as root 2 into root 2, and then we can simplify 1 root 2 and another root 2, and then we'll get the value of x is equal to 1 by root 2. So this is the final solution that we are getting. Therefore, the roots of this particular equation 2x square minus 2 root 2x plus 1 is equal to 0 are 1 by root 2 and 1 by root 2. Because we have just got a single solution, we may also get two solutions in some cases. Then it can be two of them. As we have plus or minus before the root, we may get two solutions, and you may also be knowing that in a quadratic equation, at most we can have two roots. That is, the maximum number of roots is 2. And also we could do this problem only because of the help of this formula, magic golden formula, which is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So now let's move on to the next topic, which is nature of roots. So we can find the type of roots, which nature are they? Are they good, or are they bad, or are they neutral, or something like that for humans. And for numbers also, we can distinguish them according to their nature. So this also is basically taken from this golden formula, which is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So as you see, how much important is this formula for mathematics indeed. So let us look at the nature of roots. So first of all, a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 has, we can see it as three conditions. So first condition would be it has two distinct real roots if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. So how did we get this b square minus 4ac? It is from our golden formula, which is this 3 dots areas or the quadratic formula itself. So if the b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then we are going to get two distinct real roots. Alright, and then if we're going to get two equal roots, if the b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, and we are going to have no real roots if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, because we are going to get negative values of b square minus 4ac. So these are the three very important things that we have to remember, so that by looking at the equation itself, you'll be able to determine whether it has two distinct real roots or two equal roots or even no real roots. So the real roots, so there are two types of roots itself, real roots and imaginary roots. So we are going to not learn about imaginary roots in this particular chapter, but actually if there are no real roots, it's going to get imaginary roots, which will be negative. And one more important thing to remember is that this b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant. Remember discriminant, and it is also represented by capital D. Alright, so let's look at a quick question from this topic. So we have to find the discriminant of this equation 3x square minus 2x plus 1 by 3, and hence we have to find the nature of its roots. And we have to also find the roots if we found out that they are real. Alright, so let's jump on to the question. First of all, let's write the equation that has been given to us, which is 3x square minus 2x plus 1 by 3. So in here too, we have also pick out the values of ABC. We have to pick out the values of ABC. So if you try to pick out, we are going to get A is equal to 3 as the coefficient of x square is 3, and B's value would be minus 2 as the coefficient of x is equal to minus 2, and the value of C would be 1 by 3 as it is a constant term that we have in this equation. And yeah, now if we try to substitute these values in our discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, we would get b square. So what is the value of b that we have here? It is minus 2. So minus 2 whole square minus 4 that we have, and the value of a is 3. So into 3 into 1 by 3. So the value of c is 1 by 3. And then we can cancel 3 and 3 in the second term, as one is in the numerator and one is in the denominator, and minus 2 whole square would become 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. Cool. So what can you say by this? We have just learned about them. So hence, the given quadratic equation has two equal roots because the value of b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. And another important quick tip is that if you know that the discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, is equal to 0, then no need to actually find out the roots. We can just find it out by using a single formula, which is minus b by 2a. So the roots would be minus b by 2a, as I've said you now. The one root would be minus b by 2a, and another root would be minus b by 2a itself, as both of them are equal. So in here, in this particular question, we have the value of b as minus 2. So minus of minus 2 would become plus 2, and 2a, the value of a is 3, and the value of, if we multiply it with 2, then we are going to get 2 by 6. The roots would be 2 by 6 and 2 by 6, and if you try to further simplify it, the values would be 1 by 3 and 1 by 3. Hence, this equation has two equal real roots, and we have found out the roots too, which are 1 by 3 comma 1 by 3. Very simple, right? Just by knowing these formulas, we'll be able to quickly find out all these in just our fingertips. So I hope you have understood all of these, and we have completed this chapter, and I hope you like this video. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest notifications of all my videos. And if you have liked this video, please make sure to leave a like below. And please comment your views on this video. And if you have any doubts regarding to this subject or this chapter, you can mail to me at vibgyoroftalents@gmail.com. Alright? And please make sure to follow us on Discord, Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be given in the description. And soon, many people are facing many difficulties in trigonometry of class 10. So I'll be making an entire series on this chapter, trigonometry, with each and every question being solved in type of video. I hope you'll encourage it. And yeah, as we have come to the end of this chapter, I have left my cake before, right? I'll go and eat it. Bye bye. I'm hungry.